Yo, what is going on guys? Quibble here, and I'm going to be teaching you guys proper movement in Crunker, which includes slide hops and moon jumps for the most efficient movement possible. Obviously movement is a crucial part of Crunker because not only does it give a harder time for your opponents to hit you, but it also allows you to move into areas you need to go as quick as possible. I'm also sorry if you guys don't get my tutorial or don't understand it or anything. I'll leave the link to FrostyWolf's tutorial in the description below. It should help out a lot if you don't get this. Without any further ado, let's get right into the tutorial. First off, before you learn the movement techniques such as slide hopping or moon jumping, you must know how FPS is directly connected to better movement. In the first example, you can see me attempting to slide hop on default settings and a frame cap on 60 FPS, which most of you are playing on since you are most likely using the browser. And in the second example, you see me slide hopping on my normal FPS. Obviously there's a noticeable difference between the two. The higher your FPS, the sharper your turns, leading to more complex movement. So how can I get the best FPS possible for my device? Well, the first thing you can do is to install the Crunker client. Although the official Crunker client does work, which you can find on the top right of the corner in the Crunker home screen, I recommend two other clients, MTZ or Brave, which both provide stabler and higher FPS in my opinion. I will leave information on how to find both in the description below. Once you've installed the client, you still want to tweak your in-game settings to maximize out your performance. Go to settings once you've loaded the client, and first tweak the basic settings such as sensitivity and FOV to your preference, and from there on, follow my settings and I'll try to make it as quick as possible. These settings are shown assuming that you don't have a high-end device, so keep that in mind. If you have an above average device, feel free to change the given results to a higher quality. So for resolution, I'd keep it between 0.6 and 0.8 for the best quality. You can even put it at 1. It doesn't matter. This doesn't really change your FPS too much through my testings, so it's fine. Also, limit FPS. It should be at 0 because you're trying to maximize out your performance so you can get those good slide hops and good moon jumps. I would keep all these untoggled except for low spec, which would basically remove the player's lower half so your game doesn't have to render that out. So for interface, I'd keep show UI on, dynamic HP bars on, show hit indicators and show damage off because it would lower your FPS a little bit. So I keep that stuff off. Show kill feed, show kill counter, show death counter, show streak counter, all that stuff. I like to keep it on because it helps, and I have a I have above average PC. I like to think so. So I leave that stuff on, but you don't have to as it doesn't affect FPS so much, but you can if you want to. Show player messages obviously on. I like to see what people are saying in the community. Show unboxings are off. I don't really care for that stuff. Show ping and show FPS are both on in case my computer does freak out or something. I know what's happening. And show movement speed, I keep that off because nobody really needs it at all. Alright, so keep in mind that I'm not going to be showing all my settings in this video because it's not a settings video, it's a slide hop and moon jump video, and I want to get through these settings really quickly so I can get to the actual good stuff. So for view model, you can leave all this stuff on, but I keep show primary off because it does help your frame rate just a little bit, and you can keep this stuff off if you want, but I like to keep it on because my computer can't handle it, so that helps. I always put hide weapon on ADS on because that's just helpful in general. Doesn't matter what PC you have, it's just helpful. Yeah, a weapon aim animation, I'd just keep that on, even though it does affect your FPS, it doesn't feel right without it. So, yeah. Alright, so now that you've got your basic setup ready, you're ready to learn how to slide hop. Now, slide hopping is not too hard to learn, but difficult to master. Alright, so first to slide hop, you need to know how to slide. So basically just jump and hold shift, and you'll see that you slide a little bit, right? In that time frame, you have to hit jump again to be able to keep the chain going and to be able to slide hop. Now, this is really easy depending on your FPS. See, to turn these corners, I barely have to turn my mouse because I have good FPS. However, if you are not having good FPS, then you have to turn your mouse more around the corner to actually be able to turn the corner. So keep that in mind when you're slide hopping. Now some of you may have noticed that I've been strafing while slide hopping this entire time. Not only does this make your slide hops faster, but it also allows for you to make sharp turns quicker and easier than just holding W. It's a crucial step to the mastery of slide hopping and should be practiced as much as possible. To be able to strafe and slide hop at the same time, you must know the right keys to hit when coming across a corner. Let's say your player is about to hit a right turn. You can't stop strafing and just hold W, nor can you hit the keys in the same direction as your turn. If you turn right, you can't hit WD, instead you hit WA, and it creates this sort of slingshot effect for your player. One last thing relating to slide hopping is ramps. Although you can use moon jumping to go up ramps, for some ramps you can also hold shift longer to go up the ramp in one jump. Next, moon jumping. Its effect is exactly what it sounds like. This technique allows the player to jump higher and farther, allowing them to hop over ramps and crates that normal slide hopping cannot achieve. Moon jumping is essentially slide hopping, except there's a short space of time where you don't hit shift or space, allowing your player to essentially go back to standing position whilst keeping up the momentum. This allows for a higher jump and more distance. If you look at my keys on the top right, you can see I'm not holding shift and space for a brief moment. That is the key to moon jumping. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Also follow my Twitch to see me pop off my streams, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.